As promised, Bill O'Reilly returns with his look at what's happening with the Democrats and Bernie Sanders.
Okay, it's a little pinheady, Beck, but I'll get through it quickly. Ready?
Yes.
Used to be we were a united country socially. So everybody watched Bonanza,
Yes.
Ed Sullivan, Mary Tyler Moore, MASH.
Right.
All right? Everybody watch it. Everybody listened to the same music on AM radio. The Beatles, Elvis, and all the groups that came in. Sang the same songs, went to the same movies, The Godfather, The Graduate, whatever it may be. So there was an adhesive socially that bound us together, a cultural adhesive. Gone. Now we are a tribal country, divided into segments that we pursue our interests with other people in the same tribe. And we can do that by the social media, by the handheld machines, by the computers. So we can link up fast with people who have the same narrow agenda or interest that we have. It might be coin collecting. It might be kite flying. It might be the Kansas City Royals baseball team. That has now extended into politics, where it used to be there were two parties. There was the Republican Party. I like Ike, Richard Nixon, George W. Bush, and the Democratic Party, JFK, Lyndon Johnson. Now, that's gone. There are two parties, but within the parties, there are different tribes. There are the ultra-right-wing conservatives of the Republican Party. Then there's the Mitt Romney crew inside I say that as a moderate Republican. Then there are actually liberal Republicans who believe in fiscal responsibility but want to smoke pot all day long. All right? Then in the Democratic Party, you have more tribes. It's like living in the Balkans. All right? You have the communists, and then the democratic socialists, and then the people who used to like Hubert Humphrey. They're still around. Now, because of the social media, the most vicious tribe wins. And I'm going to make an analogy to my book, Killing Crazy Horse. The most vicious Indian tribe ruled. There are hundreds of Indian tribes. Some of them were nice, but they didn't rule. So within the Democratic Party, there's the vicious communist, socialist, hate America crew. And they have backed Bernie Sanders. And if you criticize Bernie Sanders, this vicious crew, dubbed the Bernie Bros, will tear your throat out, literally, on social media. Bernie Sanders has inhibited all the other Democratic candidates. They fear him and the Bernie Bros, which is why they haven't gone after him, as you would have seen previously.
Right.
So the media, which is part of the tribalism, backs the most progressive liberal agenda you can find. But they know that Sanders can't beat Trump, because when the election happens, it'll be like the Super Bowl. Then Americans will come together, one of the few times, and participate in voting, just like participating in watching the game. All right? The next day, they'll go back to their different individual tribes. But for 24 hours, they'll do what they've always done. And they're not going to vote for Bernie Sanders. Because if you think the stock market is bad this week, this isn't even close to what would happen if Bernie Sanders were ever elected president. So all the things that you have worked hard for, all of your investments, 401k, college fund, whatever it may be, will evaporate before your eyes if the socialists ever take power in this country. Because companies will move out, capital will move out, and it can't be replaced by anything. Bernie Sanders is a dangerous, foolish man. There's your analysis.